are two types of expectations. The first relates to the short-term, immediate task. This is the early post-COVID situation, and it would be very important to see how China plans its recovery from the COVID situation. Now, we have already seen a fairly positive assessments from the International Monetary Fund, which expect the growth of China will be at the level of 5.2% this year, which is much higher than any other part of the world, and that's very good. But of course, it will be important to see what measures the government will take to stimulate development and to shape development in ways which also enhance international cooperation with China. The second aspect is a more of a long-term nature, because the sessions this year come after the 20th Congress of the Communist Party of China, which took place late last year. Obviously, there were some important strategic directions defined at the Congress. And one I think is particularly interesting is the concept of common prosperity for all. There are many things which come under the framework of prosperity for all, and it will be interesting for the world to see how China approaches these issues, because that will have an impact on economy. It will also be important for the world as a whole, which deals with the same kind of issues.
Keeping in view China's growing influence in global affairs, I would say that the world has high expectation from the two sessions in China, as it plays an important role in driving the global economy. The world is seeking for strong, decisive leadership in the post-epidemic age to help recover the global economy and handle the numerous difficulties humanity is currently experiencing. Many nations see the two sessions as an opportunity for China to show its commitment to global cooperation and to play a more proactive role in tackling global concerns, given China's significant economic influence and expertise responding to the COVID-19 pandemic.
The idea of the people as the root, foundation, and center of the Chinese order lies at the core of Chinese political philosophy. The classical reference is a phrase in the Shangshu, or Book of Documents, 民为邦本，本固邦宁. The people are the root of a country. The root being firm, the country is tranquil. COVID was an acid test of government commitment to the welfare of people. The pandemic revealed mercilessly the actual priorities and capacities of governments all over the world. We learned the importance of social cohesion and trust, government capacity to address emergencies. Some struggled in disarray. Some were seen save corporations and seek profits while millions died. China, without question, put people first. Poll after poll shows a deepening loss of trust in government in the advanced liberal democracies. We see growing signs of social breakdown. In contrast, Chinese society is flourishing. People trust the government and each other even more now than before the pandemic. Chinese people enjoy social peace and stability and prosperity and remain optimistic about the future, despite unprecedented threats. People-centered development works because it's rooted in reality, not political display. It attends practically to what needs to be done. It has a strong pragmatic bent in methodically and iteratively seeking truth from facts and acting on it.
China runs its country for the society and for the people, not for the elites, not for the billionaires, not for the corporations, not for the military-industrial complex like the United States does. In practice, the United States is an electoral democracy, but it doesn't run its government for the people. It's officially classified by the economists now as a flawed democracy. But China is not a flawed government.
Chinese modernization offers a new option for the modernization of humankind in opposition to the Western system. Fundamentally, in the centuries-long history of Western hegemony, modernity has been equated with Westernness. The West acquired the so-called original accumulation of capital through brutal plundering, colonization, and the slave trade, and destroyed the basis for development of the colonized countries in the global South. The Western system of modernization does not offer the global South the opportunity to develop. Rather, privatization and open markets have resulted in sucking the life out of the working classes in the neo-colonies. China's modernization, by contrast, redefines and destigmatizes the concept of modernization from a socialist perspective. China's model of large-scale modernization, both in population and landmass, has involved and benefited the entire Chinese population. The China model of modernization is sustainable because it neither plunders other countries nor nature. In the past decade, an amazingly short period of time, China has led the world in reversing the inevitable historical consequences of industrialization. No other major country in human history has modernized to this level without invading and plundering other countries. It is unlikely that the countries of the global South will ever again follow the Western path of modernization.
What's interesting in the Chinese approach, be that in the development or the security component, is the focus on shared interests, the focus on mutual respect, and the focus on comprehensive, sustained solutions. These are concepts that are very consistent with concepts adopted by countries like my own and like the non-aligned and the developing world. But what is important is for China to talk a little bit more about these initiatives, explain them in more detail, and to do so in different regional environments. That allows for a constructive response to concerns raised by others